How's it going, everybody? Today we are working on this John Deere X300 riding lawnmower with the 48-inch deck. This gentleman's got a couple issues. First, you can see here that the belts are trashed. This main drive belt, it's not too bad, but it's starting to get some wear in it. You can see it there. So I figured since we had it off, we'd go ahead and replace it. And this guy hadn't greased this machine in a while. Not that one. They're over there and on this spindle assembly there as well. Also, another thing on these side covers, very simple to take off. One bolt, they pop off. They should be taken off every couple mowings or so and cleaned underneath there, because grass likes to get built up underneath that. You can see there, and it just makes a mess of things, and you don't clean that out, it'll just rust that deck on out, have a big problem. That's what was inside that. That's a big old pile of, look at the water running out of it. This guy likes to wash it too. Oh well, don't mind. It's got the Kawasaki FS 541V. What I wanted to show on this is that to replace the drive belt, you got to pull the steering out, which is not uncommon on a riding lawnmower. But you got to get the steering shaft all the way out, which, if you look underneath here, this is the front of the mower up here. This gear assembly that goes to your wheels goes in this hole back there. And there is a nut on top that's a 15/16 nut. Now there is a couple of shims on the top of this when you take that top nut off, so just note how many shims and where they're at. Actually, I'll show you what I do here. That's what my green zip ties here are for. So this is off of that, and if you look right in here, it's got a funny washer, and this is the order that I take it off, just like this. So this is the order that it'll be put back on, as well with the lower shaft bearing on the steering shaft. This goes up there, and this is for the top of the steering. Now when you initially go to take this out, this here's the top, and if you look right here about 8 inches down, there is a hole, and that hole is located, well, that is located right up on top of this. Before you take it out, there is a cotter pin right here that you have to remove to let that steering shaft slide all the way straight down out. The steering wheel nut is a 15/16 as well. I took my brass hammer, just gave a little tap, it popped right off. Pretty easy. There's the nut for it right there, the top of the steering wheel. This all goes, this one here, and then all these shims go on the top of this when you put the steering shaft in. So you just pull that off. This steering shaft, you just wiggle it, it'll come straight on out right here. Just come straight on down. And then you take this nut off the top of this. Up top, it's a 15/16 nut on top. Pull that nut off. You just kind of wiggle this a little bit. You have to turn it sideways because of these protectors right here. It will not come straight down. You got to just turn it sideways a little bit, not a big deal. And it'll pop right out. Then you have to remove the clutch on this unit because of the way the belt is wrapped up inside there. You can't get the belt out of here, around that pulley and everything. So, and yeah, you know, that's why you got to pull the steering out, because the steering goes right through the center of the belt. Unless you're a magician, which I'm not, you got to pull the steering out. Then you'll have to remove, at least loosen this nut and this nut as well right here, and set your parking brake to release the tension on your belt after you get your clutch loose. And it should come off fairly easy. That's normal. Don't worry about that. But other than that, I'll get some more when I get more video, hopefully here when I get this done. Get the new belts on it. The carburetor on this thing was pretty nasty. See, we got the carburetor off of it right now. Air filter is pretty bad. He's not sure when the oil had ever been changed. That might be the original filter on it. Another thing with these, if you ever find that you have no power on a John Deere X300, look at the way this thing here was made. Now, I don't know what you guys think, but that ain't gonna make no connection. The only way you could get this mower to run, because this fuse panel sits in here like so, right here. The only way you could get this to run was to take the top bolt out of the fuse holder right here and turn this to the side, straight over to the side like this, and that would take and put this wire at enough at an angle that it would touch this bar right here for the fuses to make contact, and then you'd have power, it'd fire right up and run. So if you ever have one of these, no power, look, that was never in there. Never. That's too short to have ever gone in there. And if you look at the crimp marks, oh, let me get up here, I'm sorry. You can see there that that's just not very good at all. And if you look on the back side, you can see where it had been getting hot. Look at it. Lucky it didn't burn it up or something with that sitting there arcing. But we're going to fix that. We're going to put some different fuse holders in here and get rid of this block, get rid of this connection here, take care of that. No big issue there. That's a simple fix. Now over here to the carburetor. You can see all the junk inside here. It was let me put it in the sunlight here maybe. See how green it is? Look at that. If you'd hold the choke on, this thing would run. If you took the choke off, it would die. So we're going to clean this all up. This will all be clean. I'm not done taking it apart yet. I just was curious. Oh, another thing, the fuel shutoff solenoid was stuck down. Still a little gummy, but at least it's free and it works. I tested it. So we're going to clean this up. We got our little magnifying glass here with a light on it to be able to look down inside there. But it may not focus in the camera. No big deal. So I think that's about it. I got all original John Deere belts ordered. The 2 for the deck, the 1 for the drive. Got a carburetor kit from Kawasaki. You can see here the bowl gasket is just completely destroyed, non-existent. So, but new air filters coming. Got a new fuel filter coming for it, which is, oh, right there, that's right, by the battery up here. He just put a brand new battery in it. And we got to fix this for him. Well, if anybody else can see, but I don't think that's supposed to do that. I think that's supposed to stay in there, huh? Yeah. We'll put a new valve stem in it too. Other than that, I think that's going to be about it on this thing. Parts ought to be in a day or so. And we'll get it all put back together. So, again, it's a John Deere X300. It's a 48-inch deck. If you got any questions or want to comment on anything, feel free to. It's a pretty simple mower to work on. Nothing too hard about it, really. So everybody have a good day, and thanks for watching.